Any requests at home, put those in the chat. I don't know, I paused it. I hope you just got the spiel. If not, I'm just going to repeat that. Friends at home, I'm experimenting today with live streaming both on Union and YouTube. So if you have YouTube at home and you're interested in trying it on that platform, head on over to YouTube and see if that's working. I have both open on here, I think, although it seems frozen. Test. Any requests? Oh my goodness. Will you try to get a count at some point too, if possible? Like, doesn't have to be this second, just Shavasana is usually the easiest time. Whoa. Hi. Any requests? Yoga. Yeah, okay. Air. Welcome. Oh, more air? We could maybe just put it to 74. My name's Mariel. Welcome. I see a lot of new faces. And familiar faces. And familiar faces, it's up to us to welcome the new faces. So glad you're here. This is Melissa. She's assisting this class now on Sunday mornings, which you could see is such an added value. It will be. Yeah. Hi, Nicole. My kids have been asking for you. Yeah, they miss you. We miss you. So, Mercury is in retrograde. This is something that has become a very popular awareness in our culture over the last 5 years. It's something I've been talking about for at least 15 years in yoga. Alex, you snuck in too? Oh my gosh. Hi out there. And just in case it's never been explained, I'm going to try to explain it briefly, simply, really quickly. And as I do, actually, I just have to say that I went down a rabbit hole this morning, and do you know that Venus rotates the opposite direction of most of the other planets? So there's just so much more to it all than we ordinarily imagine. And just letting that land, it just helps to stretch our mind and imagination a little bit, right? And we're going to do a physical practice of yoga, and I'll always say in the centering that the physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the vital energy, to the prana, we call it in Sanskrit, that fills us and enlivens us and pulses in every single cell and fiber of our being. It also surrounds us and connects us to each other and all that is. And it really is true. I was on the elevator going up to a doctor's appointment the other morning. I've had high blood pressure for 20 years. It's genetic. And I'm medicated for it. And there was a woman on the elevator who was who has a hard time breathing, and it really sort of rattled me. And I sat down for my blood pressure check, and it was 135/98 on med. I was I can do better. And I was just give me a minute. And I just needed a minute to resettle my nervous system, that we are connected to each other in ways that I don't understand why science isn't spending way more time and money trying to understand and explain. But anyway, yoga also reminds us that we're not just connected to each other, but to all that is on a planet, in a solar system, in a universe. And it's important also to sometimes remember and imagine that there's a whole universe out there. And do you ever feel I want to be careful saying this because there are so many new people, and if we don't know each other, I hope we get to know each other. And if I alienate you, I'm sorry. Please check out the other teachers. We're not all the same. Everything, it's not a monolith, and I can offend, and so I apologize in advance. I want to say this cautiously because it may not be true for all of us, but has anyone else been feeling something's a little bit off? Yeah, not everyone, especially if you were born under retrograde, you're for once in a while. But there's this sort of just a feeling of friction that when we are when we're orbiting the sun, we are all, and all of us and all planets are orbiting the sun, the center of our solar system, the planets sort of pass each other because we're going at different paces. And when we're all orbiting the same direction, thankfully, like we never actually go in reverse around the sun. But when we pass another planet, any of the other planets or another planet passes us, it creates this friction, this sort of friction. If you've ever been on a train and another train passes you going faster, it makes you feel like you're moving backwards. That's what Mercury retrograde is like, is the metaphor, that when Mercury's passing us going faster than us, it makes us feel like we're moving backwards or there's friction. And it ends at the end of this week, I think, and there's a new moon, so things are about to like let up. But sometimes there's this thing, like when you feel the friction, it's just the invitation and the reminder to slow down, to like not necessarily have your foot on the gas pedal, pedal to the metal. So the invitation in our practice today will really be to just take it slower and repetition, to do things more than once so that we can sort of see what we miss when we are on autopilot. Like if you've been practicing for a long time, anyone? There is this tendency to just like be in downward dog. And there is a whole universe and galaxies in the context. Sorry, camera, people on camera, I just picked up a giant hairball. I couldn't leave that. To review and to reflect that any action with the suffix RE is optimal during retrograde. So we'll redo, we'll repeat, and we'll move in ways that allow us to be just a little bit more reflective in our bodies, in our postures, to see what else could be revealed. For the new folks, welcome once again. My name's Mariel. Everything I offer you is an invitation, not an obligation, so please feel free, not only free, but really encouraged to take it or leave it, to modify, to spectate, to hydrate as you like. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, and I take requests. Do we have any? Hamstrings? Heart? And it's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model. So as we're walking around, if you need or want anything, have requests, let us know. Feel free to raise your voice and shout it out. I like it casual. Video, audio, working great on Union. Great, yay, here we go. New things. Take as comfortable a seat as humanly possible. I know for me, sometimes when things feel like a little bit off, I have this tendency to deny it or ignore it or reject it rather than be sensitive and receptive. Again, I don't mean to project that, but just an acknowledgement if anyone else recognizes the tendency. That what does it mean to pay more attention to whatever it is that feels off? There might be some consciousness around it, but a lot of times it's just totally sub and unconscious. And really the practice of yoga in its entirety, the physical and all the other aspects, is about exploring consciousness. Allow the eyes to soften. Notice if you need any adjustments in your seat. Notice where you are and how you are. Now look for the breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Begin by slowing down the beginning of each inhale. Let it be deep and full in a way that requires the least amount of effort. And slow down the beginning of the exhale. Gently press the breath all the way out. Watch how the exhale turns into the inhale and where the inhale pours into the exhale. Again, an opportunity to remember that the entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath, to the gift of life, to the vital energy that fills us, enlivens us, surrounds us and connects us to each other and all that is. We are deeply and vastly interconnected. And so this is the time we take to align ourselves and engage ourselves and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement in ways that are strategically designed to really optimize and maximize our capacity for breath, for energy, for life, so that it may flow in us, as us, through us, from us, and all in between us, more fully and more freely. Imagine that. On your next inhale, we'll bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra. This is a gesture of self-reverence that acknowledges the voice of the true teacher. There are many voices in there. Am I right? So this is the time we take to acknowledge and honor the voice of the true teacher, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And it's a gesture that places this particular aspect of ourselves, the heart, the voice of the heart, before us as a guide for the time we spend together. And together we'll set the tone for our practice by sharing the voices of our hearts and the sound of an Om. You can feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart, and as best you can, keeping that connection inward unwavering, let's release the hands, softly blink open the eyes, and come onto all fours to start in a tabletop position. So Melissa and I kind of take turns walking around to give verbal and manual assists. One of us is usually on the mat for folks at home. And we do our best to ask before touching. That's our goal. We have more than Elena? One more? Yeah, one more. Yeah, sure. Look in your row and see if maybe, Meredith, can you fit one more in your row, does it look like, or is it pretty tight in there? We really just need the length of the foot between all sides of the mat. Meredith and Melanie, right in there maybe? Oh, okay, thank you. We have a spot right up front. Hi, come on in. Yeah, come on in. We're making a spot up here next to Camden. Thanks. Hi, Sam, welcome. We're gonna come onto all fours to start in a tabletop position right up here. Here, let's help you. It's like an obstacle course. Find your breath, welcome. Thanks for being here. As you exhale, round your back. As you inhale, arch. Oh, here, let me flip this. And I'm gonna get some of the dust bunny out of the way. You're welcome. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, linking breath and movement. Those of you have been around, some of you have been around for like the last 11 years. Can I get a amen? Still here. For the new folks, one of the things that is very distinctive about our lineage of yoga, our style of yoga, the way we practice yoga is that we refer to ourselves as the yoga of the householder. I'm not going to unpack all of that today, but policy-wise, what it's important to know is that it's your practice and it starts when you get here and it ends when you leave. And I grew up in a generation where if you ran late for yoga, the door was locked, and how's that for your yoga mood? So it's that like we have full lives, busy lives as yoga practitioners. So sometimes we get here late, sometimes we have to leave early, and that doesn't mean we shouldn't get to practice and practice together, right? Am I right? As you inhale, bring your hands all the way up to the top corners of the mat if they're not already. Pad your knees with a blanket as needed. Walk your knees back a little bit behind your hips. Big breath in. As you exhale, let's send the hips towards the heels, puppy pose. So the knees are on the ground, the upper body's like down dog. And as you press the fingertips down, can you lift the underarms up? Really draw up from the center of the palm all the way. Yeah, you can press your hand down, lift the underarms up, lift the armpits up, and just between the shoulder blades, soften. Breathe into the back and sides of the waist, Ujjayi Pranayama if you know it and love it. Otherwise, just breathing softly, smoothly through the nose. On the inhale, come to table. And on the exhale, press it back to downward dog. Bend the left leg to stretch back through your right leg. Bend the right leg to stretch back through the left leg. Can alternate bending one leg and then the other. Look between your hands. Brow soft. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky, lift the left heel. With your exhale, catch your lunge. Can lower the back knee down if you like, pad the back knee with a blanket or keep the back knee lifting. You can just kind of ask your knee, really take a moment to pause to reflect, to ask the back knee, down today or up today? And on your inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Back knee down will provide a bit more stability. Wherever you are, however you choose to be, you're driving here. If the back knee's down, pull the back knee forward, the front foot back. Feel the legs engage like that. If the back knee is lifting, pull your feet towards each other to feel the legs engage. And as you reach up from out of the depths of your being, reach up like you're going to grab onto the ceiling. With the exhale, let the front thigh descend. Good. Touch the floor, downward dog. Find your breath. Pedal the feet a little bit. So lunge is, I think, one of the greatest of all the hip openers. Notice if there's a difference from side to side, especially in the backs of the legs when you pedal the feet. And if there's a difference from side to side, that results in any friction, like a thirst for it on the other side. Look forward as you inhale, float your left leg to the sky, lift the right heel, exhale, catch your inhale, reach your arms up. Back knee can be down or lifted. Remember, you have a choice, and it certainly does not have to be the same from side to side. And then however you choose to be, wherever you are, the actions are the same universally. You engage the legs either by pulling the back knee forward, front foot back, or by pulling the feet towards each other. We all engage the legs and create a strong, stable foundation of support. And with the connection to the earth and through strong legs, reach up from the depths of your being. Reach past your own fingertips. We're bigger than we ordinarily imagine. And keeping that, let just the top of the front thigh descend. That's the opening in the depth of your being. Touch the floor, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale for chaturanga. In the style of you, inhale for cobra. Follow your breath, not my voice. On the exhale, we meet in downward dog. Breathe, feel, notice. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. The retrogrades are potent phases for reflection, to look deeper, to sense a greater connection to the universe within and beyond. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky, look forward, lift the left heel. With your exhale, catch your lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. Find your breath. Try to hold the shoulder blades together right behind the heart. And now scooch the back heel back. Reach your left fingertips straight back past your left foot. Yes, and now let the top of the front thigh descend. One more breath, guide the front knee open. Forearm to thigh, right forearm to thigh, reach the left arm overhead. And as you pull your back foot towards your front foot, feel the back inner thigh engage. Keep pulling your back foot forward as you bend even deeper in the front leg and use your forearm to guide the front knee open more. Pull the feet towards each other. Try to change nothing in the legs. Inhale, warrior two. Bend one more inch. Exhale, touch the floor, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet maybe, particularly notice and feel the difference from side to side. When we open the hips, do we deepen the light of awareness in and through the entirety of the leg? Does it feel at once more grounded and more spacious? On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Back heel to the earth. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Draw energy from the fingertips up the arms, right into the center back of the heart, right into the spine. Shoulder blades draw together. Connection as you reach past your back foot, bend the front leg deeper. Scooch that back heel back, everyone. Just the heel, just the heel. Now left forearm to left thigh, right arm overhead. Extended side angle, and you can use your left arm on yourself, for yourself, to guide the front knee open. Bend deeper as you guide the knee open. Pull your back foot forward, reach out through the right fingertips, and as you ground through the back leg, bend the front leg. On an inhale, pull the feet towards each other, reach up and back. Before you release, exhale, bend the front leg deeper. Yes. Exhale, touch the floor. Holy moly. Friction, downward dog. So you'll often hear me say here, linking vinyasa in the style of you. Inhale to plank, shoulders over the wrists, not forward. Lower your knees if you like. Exhale towards the earth. Keep the shoulders lifting. Inhale for cobra, cobra dog if you feel ready. Press the tops of the feet down. We're going to stay here an extra breath and claw the fingertips back. Breathing. Press down right here. Are you okay with an adjust? Exhale, downward dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Inhale, floats the right leg up. Exhale, catch your lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Turn your back toes in. Find your breath, wait for exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left arm overhead, extended side angle, offer it to the breath. Belly breath in through the nose. Center softens as you exhale, push through the legs. Inhale, warrior two. This time push the front leg straight. Exhale for triangle pose. Right fingertips come to the floor or a block, inside or outside your front leg, if you like it. Notice what you feel, and then linking breath and action as you inhale, pull your feet towards each other, keeping your legs strong as you exhale, anchor down through the legs and lean back on your shoulder blades. Or you can walk this back foot back a lot. Yeah, even more. Yep. It brings the floor closer too. Gorgeous. Exhale, touch the floor. Pivot your feet to the left, walk your hands to the left, mindful of head to butt ratio here. Yeah, might have to eliminate this posture. Be a good neighbor. Pull your feet towards each other. And when I say that, The action, when you pull your feet towards each other, I'm hoping you can feel particularly the inner thighs engage. That's an area of the body that is easily and often overlooked, and so kind of is tight and weak. Let's walk the hands towards the left foot, turn the left foot. All turn around like when the feel both feet on the ground, reorient yourself to yourself and the space around you. We're going to spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. Stretch your stance. Reach back through the right fingertips. Pull the feet towards each other. On an exhale, left forearm to left. Be here just a breath or so. Legs strong. Guide the front knee open. Hi. How you feeling? Okay. Change nothing in the legs. Inhale, warrior two. Pause. Push the front leg straight. Exhale for triangle pose. Notice what you feel. Find your breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body, linking breath and action as you inhale, pull your feet towards each other, feel the legs engage. Exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Exhale through lunge. Step it back to downward facing dog. Claw the fingertips. Yeah. Push through the arms to lift, to launch through the hips. Press back through the thighs and down through the heels. It's weird, I don't have a stream on here. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down. Walk both hands inside your left foot. Maybe more to the right. Walk your hand to the right. Bend the right leg with your right hand. Find your right foot behind you for a thigh stretch. You can keep left hand to the floor or a block inside the left foot. If you feel steady, bring your left hand to your left thigh to come more upright. Pull the back knee forward. Big breath in. And as you exhale, draw your bottom ribs back. Gently release. Lift the back knee up. Pivot your feet to the right to pass through wide-legged forward fold. And in this wide-legged forward fold, again, readjust, mindful of our neighbors. Mercury and, you're Mercury, the person in front of you is Earth. You're the Earth to the person behind you. Adjust accordingly so there's minimal friction. Lean into the balls of your feet. Even try micro bending your knees. You can walk your hands forward and be in your fingertips on the floor or block so you get this sort of tilting forward action. Keep your heels on the ground though. Just feel the weight shift into the balls of the feet. And now press your thigh bones back to straighten your legs. Not so much from your knees pressing back as from your thigh bones pressing back. That's how we get into the hamstrings. One more breath. And on an exhale, let's turn the right knee and toes through lunge. Welcome back. Lower the back knee down. Let's walk the hands more to the left, over to the left. Bend the back leg. Pad that back knee as needed. And with your left hand, find your left foot. Thigh stretch. Anyone feel some tightness in there? Right fingertips to the floor or a block, or you can come more upright. Pull the back knee forward as you inhale, the ribs back as you exhale. So when these muscles are tight, it pulls the thigh bone forward, and then hamstrings don't have strong scaffolding to stretch again. So it's super important to get into these quads, knowing that we're going to get into those hamstrings. Gently release. Downward facing dog. Find your breath, linking breath and movement. Inhale for plank. Want to introduce chaturanga bypass here for the new folks. You can lower the knees, shrug the shoulders, and now bend your elbows, the absolute bare minimum to bring your pelvis to the floor. Point the feet, claw the fingertips towards the feet, and press the feet down as the heart slides forward and up. One more breath in here. Exhale for downward dog. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Walk your blocks forward, way out in front of you, and take a big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. Sorry. Turn your back toes in. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. With your right hand on your right hip, tack the right hip crease back. Bend the back leg like you're going to raise the roof with your heel. And as you inhale, squeeze the back knee more to the midline. And as you exhale, push the heel to the sky. Inhale, squeeze the back knee in. Exhale, push the heel up. Keep that right hip crease tacking back. You can keep your hand there or fingertips to the floor or blocks. Push the fingertips down and forward to draw the bottom ribs up and back. And now extend the back leg straight. Turn the back toes in, and as you push the fingertips down and forward, raise the roof with your hamstrings. Exhale through lunge. Walk your blocks back. Lower the back knee down. Walk the blocks back. Walk your back knee back. Walk the blocks back. I have imaginary blocks. I also have really long arms, so just pretend I'm on blocks. Walk the blocks back. Walk the back knee back. Pause. Back toes tucked under. Get more weight on the outer edge of the back knee. Then shift your hips back like we did in puppy pose. Push into the blocks. Pull your front heel back. Walk the back knee back. Breathe through the nose. Feel, notice. Slow down the inhale. Slow down the exhale. Walk your back knee forward. Plant the hands. You can have blocks low underneath the hands or put the blocks to the sides. Downward facing dog. Yeah, Melissa, maybe stack up the blocks, and some people might need a block and a half there if we have enough to go around for that. Anyone feel a difference from side to side? Anyone get warm from that? The temperature went up in here. Kind of like that blood pressure thing, right? Like, it's not a hot room, but together we raise the temperature. Find your breath. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Big step forward and up. Supported warrior 3. Turn the back toes in a lot. This is how we're going to get like all 3 hamstrings to work together. The tendency is to lift more from the outer right hip. Wrap your right hip down to the ground. Bring your left hand to your left hip crease and tack the left hip crease back. And notice if that enlightens more of the landscape through your standing leg, tacking that left hip crease back. Now bend your back leg, heel to butt cheek, linking breath and action. Inhale, squeeze the back knee in. Exhale, push the heel up. Inhale through the nose, squeeze the back knee in. Exhale, raise the roof all together with that back heel. Fingertips to the blocks, push into the blocks. Push the blocks down and forward to draw the ribs up and back. And from the core of your being, extend out and up through your back leg. Turn your back toes in, press the fingertips down and forward and raise the roof with your hamstrings. Whew. Exhale to lunge. Walk the blocks back. Lower the back knee down. Walk the blocks back. Walk the back knee back. Keep going in reverse until you can't go any further. At your edge, get more weight on the outer edge of your back knee, and then shift your hips back. Whew. Press the blocks down and forward as you pull the front heel back, and then maybe walk the back knee back. Breathe through your nose. And rather than try to necessarily expand past your edges here, allow yourself to taste your edges. Walk the back knee forward, plant the hands, downward dog. Take your feet as wide as the mat and walk your hands towards your feet. Come into a standing forward fold near the back of your mat. Bend your knees. Your belly can kind of rest on your thighs or in between your thighs. And with the legs a little bit bent, line up your feet on the outer edges of the mat to make sure your feet are parallel from the center of the ankles through the base of your second toes. With the belly in between or against the thighs, as you inhale, feel the belly expand. As you exhale, feel the belly soften. We're going to bring the palms to the shins, press the shins in, and with the hands on the outer shins pressing in, can you draw the shoulder blades together? It's kind of an awkward place. Knees a little bent, belly on the thighs, knees bent, feet parallel, palms press the shins in. Now wrap your hands to the backs of your calves, and as you hug the shins in, press the calves forward more. Maybe feel a little tip into your toes, but keep your heels on the ground. Shoulder blades together. I know it's a lot, sort of expanding your capacity for awareness. And as the shins hug in and the calves press forward and the weight tips into the balls of the feet, we draw the shoulder blades together. And now push your thigh bones back. Again, the thigh bones pressing back will make the legs move towards straight, maybe not all the way, but straighter. More from the thigh bones pressing into the hamstrings rather than just from the knee joint. The action is of the shins hugging in, calves forward, knees will bend a little, and then push your thigh bones back. Good. Hands climb up to the hips, draw the shoulder blades together, and on the inhale, come all the way up to standing. Can shake out the legs. Are we warm? Ish, okay. Let's step to the top of the mat. And let's have the blocks on the floor in front of the mat. And just to be demonstrative, anyone have a lot of friction in their relationship with the hamstrings? Could always go block and a half. And so this is block and a half just to be demonstrative on camera or in the studio. And the idea is that the more you lift the floor up to meet you, the more you'll actually get to access the hamstrings. If your hamstrings are tight and you're just trying to be in relationship to space, kind of bypassing relationship to self, you'll just sort of be hinging in the lower back and not actually getting into the hamstrings. So, you might be able to touch the floor, but we're not actually stretching the hamstrings. We're just sort of taxing an already vulnerable area, whereas if I lift the floor up, now I'm out of the lower back and I can actually stretch the hamstrings. Does that make sense? So again, one of the distinctive features of our sort of method and practice of yoga, a lot of what the toxicity of the culture is always having us view life as relationship to like space outside of ourselves, not so much cultivating relationship to self. And then yoga comes along, has been there all along, not all along, okay, for another time. Yoga becomes popular in the West because it's this invitation to relationship with self-inquiry, right? It kind of like flips the script. The yoga of the householder is all about how do we have intimacy with self and space. So constantly checking and reflecting. Relationship to self is the turn inward. Relationship to space is finding the resources you need to minimize harm to yourself and the energies in the space around us, okay? So when you have the luxury of being in the yoga studio or coming to the yoga studio, use the props to support you, and at home, just be resourceful. Like you use a back of a chair or a wall or the counter. My favorite thing is like just this at the kitchen counter or at the bathroom vanity, the forward fold, like totally supported there. Okay, so we have the blocks at the top of the mat. Hands to heart center, eyes can be softly opened or softly closed. Reconnect. Intimacy with yourself. Yoga is about self-inquiry and self-intimacy. Find your breath and locate the rhythmic beating of your heart. You'll either sort of feel it or need to touch it. Notice the rhythmic beating of your heart, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful. Feel both feet on the ground, the connection to gravity, the unconditional support that connects us all, and the breath, the vehicle that deepens our awareness inward and expands our awareness outward. On an exhale, release the hands. On the inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees deep. Fingertips tap the block or the earth. Keep that depth in your legs as you reach the arms up. Think sitting bones back and down, heart forward and up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or blocks. Press the thighs back, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold, bow to your heart. Interlace your hands behind your head. Suck the armpits in, feel the upper back engage, shoulder blades come together, and on your inhale, push your head into your hands to come all the way up to standing. Palms interlace, press head into hands, hands into head. Let's make sure the knees aren't locked. And as you inhale, hug your feet towards each other, legs engage, press your palms up as you root down through the legs, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, release the arms. Find a strap or interlace your hands behind your back. Standing at the top of the mat, feet hips distance apart. Make sure the knees aren't locked. So some people will be able to bring the hands together and draw the shoulder blades together on the upper back. That's cool. If that's not happening for you, if hands are together and the shoulders are kind of down and forward, then we want the strap to give ourselves a little slack between the hands so that the shoulders can come up and back. As the shoulders come up and back, the head wants to go forward. Imagine you have an extra set of arms, like the god or goddess that you are inside, extra arms, and press your head back into imaginary hands. Can you feel that? That you still have your hands interlaced behind your head. Press your head into that connection, and then press your arms back and up. If you have the strap between the hands, little bend in the elbows, try to pull the strap apart. Think shoulders back, arms back and up, head back. Belly breathing, so try not to just chest breathe here. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider, bend the legs, fold, think heart between the legs, and then option as you find your way into your forward fold, press your thighs back, reach your arms up, exhale, head gets heavy. With the shoulder stretch, let the arms get heavier overhead. On the inhale, reach the arms up and back, all the way to standing. You can drop the strap if you have it, reach the arms up. Bend the right elbow with your left hand, hug the right elbow to the midline. Feel the head come forward, and then again, press the head back into the arm. You can stay right here if that's plenty or totally optional. Reach up and out and over to the left through the right elbow. Ground through your right leg. Press your head back and breathe into that right pocket. Inhale, reach up through center. Notice if one arm feels longer. I just think that's so weird. Bend the left elbow. Head comes forward. Right hand can hug the left elbow to the midline. And then push your head into your forearm. Belly breathing through the nose. Option to draw that left elbow up and over to the right. Head back. Press elbow into hand, hand into elbow. And now anchor your weight through your through your left leg. Breathe into that left waistline. Inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Stay deep in the legs as you slide the arms alongside the ears. Exhale, fingertips to the floor or blocks. Press the thighs back, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet all the way back to downward dog. So friends at home, it sounds like there's less of a delay on YouTube maybe Trina offered. That's good to know. In your downward dog, find your breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Inhale to float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, big step forward, balance on your right leg, cross ankle over thigh. Sit deep into chair pose. Blocks are there for extra added support. This can be less about balance for today and more about really getting into that hip. If you feel steady, the arms can come forward and up. Inhale to rise up. We're going to catch the left foot with the left hand behind us. Draw the left shoulder up and back. Let's make sure we're not locking that standing leg, okay? And as you exhale, hinge halfway forward. Again, blocks are there to catch you for support as needed. If you feel steady, keep the biceps alongside the ear. Hug the back knee in, and then kick foot into hand, hand into foot. You're gonna step it all the way back to lunge, both feet on the ground. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands and lunge, downward facing dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Notice what you feel what you notice. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, both feet on the ground. Follow your breath. On an exhale, step forward, ankle over thigh, pigeon chair. Fingertips can come to the floor or blocks, the back of a chair, a table, counter, or wall at home. If you feel steady, biceps next to the ears, think ears back, biceps back. On the inhale, rise up. Right hand will locate the foot behind you like a thigh stretch. You can stay right here, shoulder up and back. On the exhale, hinge forward, baby dancer. Hug the back knee in as you kick the foot back. Hug the knee in as you kick the foot back. Block is there for support if you feel wobbly. Extend back through your leg, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach up, both feet on the ground. Exhale, plant the hands, downward dog. You can rest in down dog, child's pose, or let your breath carry you through a linking vinyasa in the style of you. Let the breath be your guide. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Melissa, can you help see if everyone has a strap? Thank you. Friends at home, if you have a strap or like the belt from a bathrobe, you can grab that. Okay, any questions on anything so far? Or insights, pro tips? Maybe raise a hand for Melissa if you don't have a strap. While Melissa's coming around, let's come on to all fours. And bring a block between the palms at the very top of your mat. So come on to all fours on your forearms with a block between your palms. Elbows can be shoulder width apart, shoulders over your elbows. Walk your knees back a little bit behind your hips. And then as you inhale, shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Keep that as you hug the block. Tuck the toes. Exhale, lift your knees and hips up for dolphin pose, which is like downward dog on your forearms. You can walk your feet towards your elbows as much as feels appropriate for you. And if your head starts to feel close to the block or close to the floor, try shrugging your shoulders more. It's okay, touch, Sally? Yeah. Lift your heels up high. Yes. You okay there? Walk your feet forward a little bit. One more breath. And when you're ready on an exhalation, walk your feet back. Lower your knees down. Find child's pose or any posture that is comfortable. Notice your breath. Perhaps even the rhythmic beating of your heart, the space between breaths, perhaps the space between heartbeats. Do you need something? Sarah, you good? Any questions? We're going to add to it, okay? So if being on your forearms is not your cup of tea, options are to like either face the friction or to do it on your hands instead of your forearms, which would just look like this. Downward dog. And then walking your feet forward as much as you can, keeping your down dog arms. And we'll extend one leg straight up and back. This is going to be the tendency, and I'm exaggerating it a little bit. This is not the best for your hamstring attachments or hip flexors on the standing leg. So we really want to try for hip square. Okay, and as we press the back thigh up, then we'll ground through the standing heel. Woo! So that's what it looks like on one side. And then alternatively, on the forearms, it looks like this. We walk it in, right at your edge, float the leg up to the sky. This is the tendency for the hips to open. We really want to keep the hips square. Can you all see that? And then rather than lifting the left hip up, I press the thigh bone back and then ground through the standing heel. Holy smokes. Okay. And then after an inversion, it's always best to take a few breaths with your head below your heart just to let your nervous system neutralize, which is not how I just demoed. Stars. I used to think that those stars were the bliss of consciousness. Then I learned that it's just cutting off oxygen to your brain. Oops. 20-something. Okay, so come onto all fours, either on your hands if you prefer, or on your forearms. I know that there's some folks with some shoulder stuff, so make a choice that suits you. Forearms or hands and all fours. Take a moment, take a pause to set it up, to really lengthen from hips to armpits is the key. I know that's like a lot of nuance for some of us, but to really lengthen from hips to armpits, if you're new, conjure your inner dachshund. Those are the dogs with the really long torsos. And then we'll meet in dolphin or down dog. Dolphin is just down dog on your forearms. And then you keep the arms stable, okay? Either elbows over, shoulders over elbows or shoulders over wrists, and walk your feet forward. And either press the forearms down or the palms down to launch up through your hips. Float the right leg to the sky. Square the hips. Come onto your tippiest of tippy toes, and now press your right thigh bone back more. Keep that as you ground through the bottom heel. Take your inner heel out as you ground. Feel that? Yeah. Float that leg down. And you want to take a rest between sides? Take a rest, and if we have any questions. Any questions? That connection to center, it's like the thinking in this particular posture is like the core of your pelvis as the center of the solar system. And the tendency is so much for the lifted leg hip to splay, like the universe does this thing where it both expands and contracts. There's like power in the center that it expands against. The more you really wrap yourself around your center, the more you'll start to move as a stable unit. And rather than having to, like, for example, kick up into handstand or kick up into forearm stand, the more you hug that back leg in, the bottom leg just starts to get levity. Because the lifted leg holds the gravity, the magnetism. It's really phenomenal. We'll do the second side. On your hands or on your forearms. Take the time in your all fours position to lengthen from hips to armpits and line the shoulders up with the base of the neck while keeping the shoulder blades together on the upper back. We'll meet in dolphin or downward dog, breathing steadily through the nose as you walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Lift onto your tippy toes and float the left leg straight up and back. Lift more from the inseam of the leg. That'll help you keep the hips square. And think wrap the left hip forward as you press the inner left thigh back. Press the forearms down or the hands down to draw the ribs back. And as you press the thigh back, ground through your bottom heel. Woo. Press the inseam of the left leg up as you ground through the bottom heel. Exhale, float it down. Walk it back and rest. That's for your heart and your hamstrings. Okay, find your strap. We'll wear it like Shiva, as a boa, a serpent. Blocks can be in front of the mat again. We'll meet in downward dog. Find your breath, take your time. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take a big step forward. Standing tall mountain, hands to heart. Find your strap, and we're gonna hold it like a jump rope in front of us. We're not jumping rope. But Alex, we could have a class like that here, couldn't we? We're going to step the ball of the right foot onto the strap. Everyone know where the ball of your foot is? It's where your toes attach to the sole of your foot. Step the ball of the right foot onto the strap. Then switch the strap hand placement so the strap crisscrosses. We're going to step the left foot in front of the strap and now bend right heel to right butt cheek. Okay. Start to hinge forward and take your elbows out to the sides and forward. And then you can slowly walk your hands Down the strap towards the foot as much as is appropriate. Elbows point forward. Hug your back knee in. Pull the strap forward as you kick the foot back. Pull the strap forward as you kick the foot back. Give yourself slack on the strap and rewind. We'll step the left foot all the way back to a lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands. Undo the strap. We'll take it around the back of the neck again, downward dog. Breathe, feel, notice. That's called Natarajasana, full dancer pose. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big step forward. Good. Find your strap like a jump rope in front of you. We're going to step the ball of the left foot onto the strap. Cross the strap so the little toe side of the strap is in the right hand and the big toe side of the strap is in the left hand. Step your right foot in front of the strap. Bend your left leg, heel to butt cheek, elbows out to the sides. Think armpits up as the elbows go out and forward. Breathing. You can stay here, maybe walk your hands down the strap towards the foot, totally optional. Hug the back knee in. Think pull the strap forward as you kick the foot back. Pull that strap forward over the head as you kick the foot back. One more breath. Give yourself slack. Undo. Right foot steps all the way back to a lunge. Big breath in, both feet on the ground. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Can rest, hydrate, and or move through a linking vinyasa in the style of you. Take your time. I'm going to check in for questions. Questions? No problem? Did everyone get the strap thing? I usually break that down a little bit more. We got it? Okay. We like it? Okay, love it. Okay, we're gonna add to it. I promise Shavasana is coming with a restorative. Do hydrate. Okay, here we go. Downward facing dog. Again, remember, questions are welcome. Always happy to do a demo. Oh, let's again have the strap around the neck. An accessible accessory. Okay, find your breath. The entire physical practice of yoga is first and foremost in service to the breath. And as the postures themselves become more complex as metaphors for life, the complexity is really meant to challenge and expand and deepen our own capacity to stay connected to the breath. On your inhale, float your left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach up. Feel both feet on the ground here. Locate your strap. We're going to step the right foot onto the strap. Crisscross, take your time, go at your pace, left foot forward. Bend the right heel to butt cheek. Elbows up, you can stay right here or hinge, pull the strap forward overhead. Squeeze the back knee in. As you pull the strap forward, kick the foot back. As you inhale, hug the back knee in. Pull the strap forward. As you exhale, kick the foot back. Slowly undo. Both feet on the ground. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, follow your breath. Take it back to three-legged dog. Open the hips, bend the top leg, and keeping your left armpit lifting, imagine giving a foot high five to the person on your left. Then extend the leg straight, square the hips. Exhale, step your right leg through to lunge. Find your strap. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then holding the strap, the left foot will catch the strap. Crisscross, right foot forward, heel to butt cheek, elbows to the sky. So this posture right here is like the forearm stand that we did, non-weight bearing though. Hug the elbows in, lift the armpits up and in, and then as you hinge forward, kick your foot back. Inhale, hug the back knee to the midline. Pull the strap forward, exhale, kick the foot back. And step it down. Right foot back to a lunge. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. No strap, or the strap is there if you need it. Reach the arms up. Exhale, big step forward to balance on your left foot. Right hand finds the right foot. Draw the right shoulder up and back, and we're gonna hinge now. Halfway forward, baby dancer. This time, left fingertips come to the blocks, one block or two blocks stacked, and you'll open your hips for sugar cane in the moonlight. Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Press the knee forward as you kick the foot back. Now extend the leg long, reach the right arm overhead, bend the left leg, catch extended side angle. Left forearm to the left thigh or left fingertips to the floor or a block. Exhale through lunge. Downward facing dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. On your inhale, float the right leg up. With your exhale, catch the lunge. Inhale, reach up. On an exhale, big step forward. Left hand for left foot. You could use a strap if you prefer. Hug the left knee to the midline as you hinge forward, baby dancer. Have a block there to catch you. Block comes in line with the right shoulder. As you open the hips, stack the hips, press the left knee forward as you kick the left foot back. Belly breathing through the nose, sugar cane in the light of the moon, Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Now extend through the left leg, reach the left arm overhead as you slow motion, bend your standing leg, reach back, step back through your left leg. Extended side angle for a breath or two, both feet on the ground as you lean back over your shoulder blades, open the chest, the belly, the lungs, the heart. Pass through your lunge when you're ready, downward facing dog. Now notice what you notice, feel what you feel. Full dancer, baby dancer, sugar cane in the moonlight. One redo, one round of redo. Find your breath. On your inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Find your strap. Let's take the strap right underneath the ball of your right foot. Crisscross. Left foot's gonna step in front of the strap. Bend the elbows. Heel to butt cheek. can stay right here. Bind yourself to yourself, particularly as the currents of the breath. You are the currents of the breath. And as you inhale, hug the back knee to the midline, pull the strap forward as you hinge, kick the foot back. Come halfway up. Right hand for right foot. Baby dancer, left arm by the ear, hinge halfway forward. And the idea is that you hinge forward, hug the back knee and kick the foot back until the only choice is that you feel like you're going to fall and the block is there to catch you. And you kind of surrender into gravity and then unfurl on top. Ardha Chandra Chapasana, leg long, right arm overhead, reach back, step back, extended side angle. Anyone feeling any friction here? How we doing? Downward facing dog. Reconnect. Remember that the complexity challenges the composure. And when the composure is challenged, the danger is in losing comfort, courage, and confidence. But the more we can sustain connection to the breath, to the heart, in the face of complexity, the more our composure, our confidence, our courage, and our comfort is strengthened. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. It's a dance. We'll take the strap right underneath the ball of the left foot. Rise up. Crisscross. Pause for breath, for composure. Step in front of the strap. Bend the leg, heel to butt cheek. Reconnect to breath. No, mine's definitely a little off this time. Feel if and where it feels off, and can you wrap yourself around the offness in a way that the offness doesn't have to be a source of destabilization. Breathe, feel, notice, especially if and where it's off. Give yourself some slack. We're still balancing on the leg, left hand for left foot. And you take it slow. The baby dancer tries to find the edge, hold the edge, maybe falls past the edge to the floor or a block, and then you get to re-stick the landing. Open it up to half moon pose, sugar cane in the moonlight. Leg long, left arm overhead, follow on the currents of your breath. Slowly, as gracefully as possible, land an extended side angle, wide stance, stand your ground, and then lean back to open to breath, to open your heart. Exhale through lunge, downward facing dog, holy moly. Final linking vinyasa in the style of you. Take it slow. And rest either in child's pose or on your belly. Find and enjoy the rhythmic beating of your heart. Thank you. You can take them all the way down. Thank you. Breathe into the backs and sides of your waist. If your head is turned to one side, and another breath or two, turn it to the other side. We'll roll onto the back with the knees bent, feet on the floor. This many folks in the room, safe to assume a pretty mixed level of practice. So as you come onto your back, scan your body with your awareness and notice if your body is interested in a supported bridge pose, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, and which props best suit you in that journey. So if you want a supported bridge pose, you might stack 1 or 2 blocks under your hips. If you're going for an active bridge or Urdhva, you might place a block between your thighs to support your lower back. If you know and love a heart bench, you could also opt for a heart bench. I'm going to talk us through bridge pose and Urdhva Dhanurasana, but just a reminder that there's no need to keep up or follow along, that this is your practice, and that advanced practice, fluency in practice, is about knowing and doing what feels appropriate for you. So scan your body, find your breath. If you're coming along for the back bend, stand through your feet to lift your hips up. Bend your elbows alongside your waistline and really press the elbows down to lift the chest up and wriggle the shoulder blades in together. Your palms can rest on your midsection to feel the breath in the palms of your hands, or you can extend the arms and press the hands down into the mat to lift the hips up, or interlace your hands underneath you. And as you inhale, hug the block. As you exhale, press the feet down and forward. If you want more, place your hands outside your ears, as wide as the mat. Change nothing anywhere else, and just push through the arms to lift up Urdhva Dhanurasana. As you inhale, hug the block, whether it be there physically or imaginary. And as you inhale, hug the block. Exhale, press the feet down and forward. Nice, Eric. Let it, whatever you choose, be an offering to the breath. And save enough stamina and endurance to come down slowly on an exhale. Take your time. We'll meet together on the lap of the earth. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, as wide as the mat. The arms could be down to the sides, palms on the belly, or arms out to the sides, negotiating with your neighbor. And with the feet wide, let both knees fall gently to the right. Option to place right foot on the left thigh. And as the foot presses into the leg, press the leg into the foot. It does seem to look better on YouTube, in my opinion. It's kind of cool. We did it. Almost. Inhale the legs through center. And on the exhale, let both knees fall gently to the left. Option to place left foot on right thigh. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Belly breathing through the nose. Slow breaths in through the nose. Take it in deep. Let it fill you up. Take it to your heart. The heart ignites. And slow breath out through the nose, heartfelt in all directions. Deepening connection, awareness and connection inward, even as we expand awareness outward. Inhale the legs to center, stretch the legs out long, reach the arms overhead. You're an energetic, vibrational channel of energy. The breath is the source of life and connection. We take the outer world in, we take it to heart, and we offer the inner world out as a heartfelt offering to those in the world around us. The bottom of your exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a squeeze, and if it feels good, stay here. You could rock a little bit. And if it feels better to take the knees wider for happy baby, you could thread the arms between the legs and hold the outer ankles or edges of the feet and gently rock there like that. Okay, and then release. Roll to one side, press through your arms. So I think everyone has a bolster today. If not a bolster, a blanket. There's so many ways to use props to support ourselves in finding greater physical release, which grants us access to deeper relaxation. If you know your favorite way to use the props, then please just tune me out and tune into your setup. The first one I'm gonna show for folks who sometimes just feel uncomfortable on their backs, especially in their low backs, you could have the bolster underneath the backs of the calves and knees, and it just helps to let the tops of the thigh bones release. Okay, so this is really common. I actually usually like the placement to be where the heels can be kind of more grounded, which you could either add like a blanket underneath your heels if it kind of feels like your heels are floating. For some people, you might not need that. My favorite version is a block at the head, bolster over the block for a little bit of an incline support, so nice for the breath. And then to open a blanket to about this dimension and give it a nice tight roll, you sit with your sacrum, the low part of your back, right in front of the bolster, right in front. You can manually widen your butt cheeks. You can sit up tall. And then I like to bring the soles of my feet together. And you can see that I'm not pulling my heels in super close because it's time to relax. So I let these kind of just be where I feel minimal gripping here in the groins. And then the rolled up blanket goes on top of the feet and gets tucked underneath the legs. My favorite might not be your favorite, but I just want to show this one. And so this is nice because sometimes we take the blocks higher and then the arms are kind of dangling, but the closer to the floor you are, the more your arms should feel supported so that the shoulders and chest can open. You might like the way this feels on the upper body, but not so much in the hips, in which case you could just stretch the legs out long and let the feet roll open. You could have the knees bent, feet on the floor for more low back support. Feet could be wide, knees together. That's optimal for low back ickiness. Legs could be long. Or again, feet together, knees apart for Supta Baddha Konasana supported. Take your time. Call one of us over if you need support in finding maximum comfort. Let the eyes soften. And if it's comfortable for you, let the eyes close. And wherever you are, however you choose to be, look for your breath. Let the jaw soften. Inhale through the nose and exhale slowly through parted lips. And at the bottom of the exhale, can you keep your teeth apart but close the lips? Take a couple rounds to find that when we soften the jaw, the mouth can open, and then we can keep the jaw soft. The teeth don't have to touch, and the lips can close. Drink the breath in through the nose, and whisper the breath out through the nose. And as you find the breath flowing in and out through your nose, let's inhale for 5 or 6, and exhale for 5 or 6. Take about 5 to 10 more breaths, experimenting with balancing the breath in and out as it flows through your nose. If it feels like too much effort, let go of the need to control the breath and let the breath breathe you. You can watch the currents of the breath roll in and out. And for those who are participating in the currents of the breath, inhale for 6, pause for 2 at the top, not so much holding the breath as just suspending the flow. And exhale for 6, pausing at the bottom for 2. Another breath or 2. Notice the feeling of the body being breathed in the lap of the earth. And discern whether it's best to stay as you are, where you are, or make any final adjustments coming closer onto the altar of the earth for Shavasana. If you feel comfortable as you are, where you are, please stay. And if there's any other adjustments that you need or want, take a moment to gently and carefully readjust. Return to the constant presence of the breath. Connecting us to all that is. Ourselves, the universe within, each other, the planet, stardust. With your eyes still closed, a steady gaze inward. Notice the breath, the rhythmic beating of the heart, the unconditional support of gravity. Invite a deeper, fuller breath in. Find your fullness. And a slower, longer breath out as a heartfelt offering from inside out to those in the world around you. 2 more times, breathing slowly. Take the breath in, take it to heart, and let the breath pour out of you heartfelt in all directions. The breath ignites the heart. The heart illuminates and inspires the mind and the body. And here in this gift of embodiment, let the spirit that you are awaken the body that you are, that you have. And as the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, let the body that you have embrace and affirm and adorn the spirit that you are. Wiggling toes and fingers, stretching arms and legs, wrap yourself around yourself. You are the gift of life. And when you're ready, wherever you are, bend your legs and feel both feet on the ground, and take a moment to call yourself down to earth, to call yourself back to reality, to visualize the ways in which you stretch your practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life as a householder. Imagine moving in and from the heart, and pouring the heart more fully and freely into all that you do. Imagine that. If you're on props, just being mindful of props, you can scooch your hips to one side and then roll to the other, maybe hips to the left as you roll to the right. Press through your arms in order to make your way up into a comfortable seated posture. The eyes closed and the hands folded before the heart in Anjali Mudra. And a final gesture of sincere self-reverence, a moment to pause, to self-reflect, to remember the voice of the true teacher, the source of supreme love and divine wisdom that is always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, never further than your heart, which is never further than your breath. And as you bow to your heart, with all my heart, I bow to every one of you. Thank you all so much for your practice today. Thank you for your presence. Thank you all for all that you are and all that you do every day of your life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Melissa, for being here. Thank you all for being here. Welcome new faces, new friends. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to talk to me before or after class. Hopefully I won't be so involved with the computer next time. And you could also message us, email us. I don't know if we have a phone anymore. Do you have a phone anymore? And if you were at home and you saw this on YouTube and you have any feedback, let me know. I hope this all went well. Lots of fall things coming up next weekend. We have a weekend training, trauma-informed yoga with Dr. Natalie Edmond. Friday night is virtual, Saturday, Sunday in person. Entrepreneurial studies starts Wednesday, like the 20th. I think the next 200-hour teacher training begins after that. It's all September stuff. Anyone else, any announcements at home or in studio before I stop the stream? Any announcements at home? Any announcements here? Okay, thanks everyone.